And we're live. Oh, okay. It's just me at the moment. Dave's having some audio issues, so he will jump in again in a moment. Hi, everybody. It's Jeff from Canadian Brick Builders. Hey, Samir. Mr. Blue said he's not feeling well, so he's going to bed early tonight. So I hope he's feeling better. Hello, Samir. There's a couple of people watching. I'm not sure who the other one might be. Oh, we got Dave joining in. How are you doing, Dave? Can you talk so I can make sure your audio works?
Hi, Jeffy.
I can't hear you.
Testing.
Yeah, can't hear you.
Am I on mute?
Can't hear you.
I'm not on mute.
Is it just me? Oh, hold on. Maybe it's just me.
It should be on mute.
Hold on. Maybe it's my audio.
Hi, Yvonne. Hi, Mr. Blue.
You talk. Can anybody hear Dave?
Rick. Add the stream. Add the stream.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, guys.
Testing.
I think it's just my audio.
Yes, it's your audio because I can hear Dave.
Yes, and I can hear everybody.
Can you hear Rick?
You can hear me? Okay, good.
Yes.
And Jeffy can't hear anybody.
Oh,
it was my audio. I rebooted my PC and it defaulted to the wrong microphone.
There you go.
Tech support.
I know who to blame for that. I thought it was Dave, so I'm like, Dave, are you okay? Oh, all right. I'll introduce this person in a moment. So hi, everybody. Sorry for the audio issues. Episode 37 of, I was going to say Old Grey Bricks, but that's totally not right. Episode 37 of Canadian Brick Builders.
Yeah, don't steal Chris's ideas.
We have a new guest tonight who coincidentally kind of ties into the topic of tonight. So I thought that was kind of a good idea. So let's add him in. And I'm going to add him in. It's Graham.
Hey.
Graham.
Hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
So familiar faces. Good. It's going well. Thanks. I didn't know that when you invited me, I didn't know this was going to be the topic. But you're right. It does.
It does kind of fit in. Yeah. So I'm doing like I said, I did a PC reboot, so I'm just going to open up a few things as we're talking. But Graham, I just recently found out is a Lego certified professional, an LCP, which I didn't know about.
Very cool.
Until a few days ago. But we'll do a quick roundtable. We'll do you last, Graham, just because you're probably going to want to ask you some questions and stuff. That's okay. And we'll see what everybody's doing. And let's just start with Dave since he's right here. What you do?
You, Dave.
You
can go on this tangent already.
Anyway.
Nothing new here except Josh is here.
All right. Hey, Josh.
Hi, Josh.
Hi.
That's it.
Hey, Josh.
Okay.
You did a couple of videos, Dave.
You did.
Can at least say that.
I've been trying to keep up on my video stream. I've hit over 400 users, 400 subscribers.
All right.
I've only been on YouTube since 2006. Like when I started.
That's a great average. Great average.
I'm pointing out, there's this famous celebrity that started YouTube like last week, and he's got 5.3 million subscribers, and he gets like 5,000 likes a second every time he posts a video. And I'm going, 400 people after 15 years. That's good enough for me. That's all good. I'm not here for the subscribers.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Sure.
Everybody follow that guy right there.
Yeah, that guy right there.
I'm like, okay, so I said I wasn't going to go off on any tangents tonight, but my dad was an avid photographer. He had like the nice cameras back in the 70s, the actual old film cameras. And he was a scuba diver too, so he bought this very, very large glass underwater housing for his camera, so he would take pictures of fish and shipwrecks and rocks and mussels and starfish and stuff like that, and nature and all that stuff. So he would have these, and we had the slide projectors that would fade in and out on the screen, and we would set up slideshows for the Kiwanis Club or whoever. And some people like that kind of stuff. They sit there for half an hour. Dad's got the music playing in the background. Ben Jealous from Chariots of Fire playing in the background, and the beautiful slides of the pictures and stuff. Some people like that. I liked it. And the people who don't like it, they can go watch something else. So if the 400 subscribers that like my YouTube channel, Thank you for coming to my YouTube channel. The 1.5 million people who don't watch my YouTube channel, go watch somebody else's.
They just don't know about you, Dave. That's all.
That's
They
good
just haven't found you yet.
There's
Yeah.
probably about 1 billion people.
Josh is always like downplaying our YouTube channel.
All right. So Dave did
I
like
shut it out.
David Sincere said. Dave did has done a couple of videos this week as well, and I think he's probably working on one tonight too.
I got the rig set up.
Well, he's going to be doing one tonight.
And my
okay.
topic is going to be this guy right here. My favorite book. Free swag
That's one you got years ago from Lego and
from
Stratford.
Lego
Samsonite.
Canada.
Samsonite, yeah.
Samsonite.
Lego Stratford. Anyway. All right. How about you, David Sincere? What have you been working on?
Not much. Got a few orders in. Got this from Costco. It was like below $40 for 100. Well, the same price for as the Walmart kit. So I got two. I already you were limited to one, but nothing was said about ordering twice. So I ordered twice, and I got free shipping.
That's awesome.
So I got the two sets in, and that's about it. I made an order today on the website, or Montreal-based website that's called Rose Willy, and they had a 20% off if you were ordering more than $125 worth of set. And I got the Sit Fighter. It's like a big Doritos fighter.
Yeah.
I got it for like $40. They were advertising it for $40 minus 20% off. So I think that was a great deal.
Cool.
Awesome.
So that's about it for me.
All right. Before we go to Rick, just doing quick shouts out in the chat. As I was saying when we first joined, Mr. Blue isn't feeling well today, so he's not here. Samir's on the
you don't have Blue.
No.
He's feeling blue.
Samir's on the chat. We also have my sister.
Hi, Yvonne.
Hi, everybody.
He knows, except for Graham.
Hey, Yvonne.
Yvonne. Anyway, the trade company, Amelie, is currently in our chat.
Hey, Emily.
Hey, Emily.
Eric Smith. And I think I saw someone else just going
Axel
down
Plate.
here. Axel Plate, yeah, Axel Plate is here. And in Holland, they say good night to say hello. Just so you know. And Rick, you actually are using your own account.
I'm in the chat. Well, I actually opened the stream. That's why. I'm worried that if I log out now, I'll be kicked from the stream.
For the record, everybody, well, Dave. No, I guess Dave Cowdice has access to this the chat interface too. So if you see my hands like this and suddenly the screen changes, it's his fault.
Yeah.
And my sister said Mr. Blue is green. Yes, he's not feeling well. So anyway, all right, Rick, how you doing? What are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I guess just quickly, I'll just say that much like Graham, I'm also a certified Lego person. They call me an LCA, a Lego certified amateur.
Oh, that was the name I was thinking of. Okay, we'll go with that one.
And certainly not certified. Well, not in Lego.
Certifiable.
Certifiable, yeah. Nothing much new going on here. I've had kind of a very socially filled weekend since last stream. You know, I got together with two of the people on the stream here today, Dave and Jeff, at a local store in Hamilton. So that was a lot of fun, and we were there for a good number of hours, just digging through the Lego pits. So that was pretty cool. And then Jeff and I actually,
awesome.
What's
and
that?
You had your birthday.
The brick bar is awesome.
That's true.
You got old.
It is. Yeah, Friday was my 46th birthday. So, yeah, woohoo!
And you got lots of love.
I did.
Instagram.
My goodness. So, somebody in the chat right now, if she's still here, the trade company put together a fantastic Instagram birthday collage video message. So a bunch of people got together and all wished me happy birthday. It was really, really quite moving and totally surprised and awesome. So again, Emily, thank you for that. Yeah, that's basically it. I haven't done any building since then. I've got my
you did some on Friday. You built your Holly. you build your
Sets.
the gauntlet.
Oh, the Harley, yeah.
Oh, that's true. I did do some set building. That is true. Yeah, I meant mocking, but yeah, I did build a nice Harley Davidson, which is where did I put that thing? Oh, it's back there. You can barely. Well, I'll bring it up.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So I am now saying, without a doubt, this is the most impressive Lego build I have ever done at this point.
It's only his second build for the record.
It's only my second Lego build ever.
First one was Duplo. No.
They're all still in the boxes. I can't get them out of the boxes. The tape is too
No knocking Duplo. Nothing wrong
right.
with
Hey, not Duplo.
I can't knock something I've been using for the past couple of months.
That's
Right. But yeah, absolutely incredible. Mike Psyche was the chief designer on this one, and it is phenomenal. I love it. I'm looking forward to this other Mike Psyche gem over here. Other than that, the gauntlet, and yeah, that's it.
All right. And okay, well, Graham, how are you? And tell us a bit about yourself.
Yeah. Oh, I'm doing very well, thanks. So as you mentioned, yeah, I'm a Lego certified professional. So I'm one of there's like 23 of us. There's a new one who just got onboarded last week, representing Russia. So
Nice. Wow.
He's based out of St. Petersburg. Yeah, and so Vladimir, I can't remember his last name, but Vladimir seems like a nice enough guy. So yeah, I'm a Lego certified professional. So I'm one of the 23 of us globally who are. We don't work directly for Lego. We kind of, for those who don't know what a Lego certified professional is, but we work directly with Lego. So we're kind of like preferred contractors who work to help. Well, Lego exists in so many different places, and they generally tend to tackle very large scale projects. But there's a lot of businesses and companies out there, or private individuals around the world, who want to do cool things with Lego that just don't quite fit in with Lego's giant marketing schemes and machinations or whatever. And so that's where the Lego certified professionals come in, and we'll work with big businesses, small businesses. I've been doing tons of work with companies like Google, and even a bit with Facebook and some other just different large companies around the globe. And so I represent sort of Eastern Canada, and now actually most of the Eastern North America, because there's no more Lego certified professionals in east of the Pacific time zone. So
Sean Kenny.
Yeah, Sean Kenny is no longer an LCP, and he's also moved to Amsterdam.
Oh wow!
So yeah. So he's moved out of New York, and Nathan Sawaya, I think he might still have a studio in New York, but I don't think so. He's mostly out of LA now.
Okay.
My hair's doing weird things here. Yeah, so whatever. Yeah, I should take your lead there, Dave. But yeah, so that's basically what I've been doing this now. I got onboarded into the LCP program just in December of 2019. So just it was a good time, of course, to kick off and to be
Good timing.
Jumping into a program that's all about bringing people together and playing with Lego. So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
But it's been a lot of fun, and yeah, I've been actually, today is also an auspicious day because it's been I had my birthday this past weekend too, just like you, Rick. So
no way.
But it was 9. Thank you.
Delayed break.
Oh no, sorry. But it was 9 years ago today that I actually got my start. And there was the Lego Brick Factor contest here in Toronto, and that's when I got hired originally by Legoland. So technically I got hired. It was 9 years tomorrow, but the contest began 9 years today. So
okay, wow. I remember that contest.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. Well, thank you, and welcome to our chat. And if you wish, I'll add you to our list. You can join in whenever you get a chance. I know you're saying this might be around your bedtime, but you know, if you're ever up,
you never know, like, I've been up since 4. My daughter crawled into my bed at 4 in the morning, and then I just never fell back asleep. So
yeah,
it's but it's all good. I was saying to my friends, I'm like, oh, I hope I don't go on and say anything too stupid tonight. I'll just be my regular. I hope I can just keep it to a regular level of stupid. Not too stupid.
Well, I was going to say
you don't have to worry about stupid.
It'll
okay, fair enough.
You're good.
Did I get Lego? I did get Lego for my birthday, but I just bought myself Lego. Nobody bought me Lego for my birthday.
I do too.
That's all right.
That's a shame.
Yeah. I know.
Cool. All right, and Chantal joined us, so we'll say hi to her and see what's going on with her world.
Nothing much. I'm planning on reorganizing my whole Lego room, so it's going to be different.
Ooh, cool.
And hoping to change it around because my system that I have going on now is not working because what you can't see is that my room is an absolute disaster.
All right.
So changing it,
we see a little
making
bit
it
there.
a bit better. And that's about it.
Awesome.
And I'll also note that 4 of these people, basically Bonnero and Graham, are all part of the Leg group as well in Toronto, which I'm going to get into one of these hour stays. Whatever.
You have to belong to at least a lug right now, and
yeah, I know.
It's the only one that's still standing.
and 4 people in this stream did meet on Saturday.
Yep,
as Rick mentioned.
True. Yeah, bottom row and me. So that's it, though. No, if anybody else joins, we haven't met them in person. So
I didn't want to go into ageism by showing Chantal there was bricks in the brick bin that were older than she was.
Yep. I was going to say before Chantal turned, I was going to say 4 people in the stream aren't wearing headphones, but now it's only 3. I was trying to do another 4-person thing, but it didn't work.
It's not working.
Boo.
One person in this room is bad at number analogies.
So, all right. And as for myself, castle progress has been slow.
Yes.
Non-steady, more shaky cam, but I'm getting this cord as far as it'll go. I basically worked on the front gate this week, trying to debate this trail here, whether or not I want this trail. Like I was thinking of having this trail curve over and go off the area here. There's a waterfall that's going to be over here that I'm working on, and at some point I'd like to have some kind of trail cut across. My sister was suggesting maybe do some wagon tracks going out, or as for this whole area. But to me, this whole area, like I think I need some kind of a trail here because you'd want to go around the sides of the castle. Anyways, so I'm working on that type of stuff. I will be starting some more tower building later this week, hopefully, as some parts come in. And here, you know what? We'll just do this quick shot too, just to show. Jump to the overhead.
Oh wow!
So
nice.
That's as I said. So I've basically all those towers. I've basically put the starting bases on top, and built all the houses that are inside as well. And kind of figured out that the red bricks are kind of in the center, are a bit of a layout of maybe where the keep will be. But the keep I'm actually going to keep secret, I think, and not like I'll build it outside. I'm going to basically create the footprint for it, and then build it off site, just so it's not. I don't want to have the whole castle.
So I won't bug you during the stream. Is that it?
Yes, that's it. No, it's just I want some surprise. I think
he wants the big reveal. He wants the big.
I don't want people to say they hate it until I've actually finished building it, because then I'm like,
nobody's gonna hate it, Jeffy. Nobody's hated anything you've ever built. Everything you built is absolutely gorgeous. Every single thing you've ever built.
Nice try, Dave.
Fantastic.
That's not true.
Anyway, that is very true.
And also next time you see this castle, it'll be about a foot shorter, because this weekend Canadian Tire has the 2x4 foot tables that have shorter legs on sale. So I'm going to spend $250 and buy 5 of them to go with my other 3. So my castle will be on its new footing, I guess you can say. I'm doing that also just so people can be able to look inside,
right?
When we're at shows and stuff. I don't want it right on the floor, but I figured if I had it on, a couple of feet up above ground, you can kind of just see over my shoulder here from here up to there on this. There's a table there. So that's like the height of the table. It's about 1.5 feet or so off the ground. So
when we did that big castle thing back at BrickFat like years ago, what was BrickFat 6 or 7? We had that big castle competition.
Yeah,
yours was on the floor then too, wasn't it?
I did build mine on the floor one year, yeah, and then we had everybody else continue on the floor.
And then what's her name had that big, huge fantasy castle that was like 7 feet tall with all those
Joel?
Pardon?
You mean Joel?
Was it Joel?
Yeah, Joel from Torlug.
Oh no, I thought it was someone from Parlug Bed.
Yeah, Janine.
Oh, you're thinking Janine.
Oh,
Janine.
Yeah.
She had that one. She came in third or second. Like yours.
That's right.
The final three, yours and Janine's and the other guy who actually won.
What was his name? I know her.
The one that had like I don't want to use the word greebling, but he had like so many very, very small details, and like it was a small footprint castle because yours was beautiful and huge, and I've seen it. And Janine was very tall and had the flying things, and it was like pure fantasy.
Stuff, yeah.
But the other one that actually won, because I remember Deborah and me, and I can't remember who else was on the judging panel. Don't put me in the judging panel because I can't make up my mind for anything. But the one that won had just the most fantastic layout with greebling for castles and landscaping, and it was just absolutely look, it came out of a postcard. It was just gorgeous.
Yeah. I know Joel Midgley built one usually for BrickFets as well. I'm not sure if that's what you're talking about. I'd have to go back to the pictures and see. It's been a long time since I've looked at those. So
they were all gorgeous castles that year.
Oh, and I want to give a shout out to my sister because she has helped me with some of the ideas. We've been it's been a little pet project. Awesome. Phone call, text message as we're phone calling. It's like, here's a picture. What do you think of this? What do you think of this? So anyway, there is a little bit of news tonight, so we'll just jump in there. It's very small, more related to VIP weekends or Lego sales this weekend. There isn't actually any set announcements for a while this week, so I guess hopefully after the weekend, after everybody spent their money, Lego's going to say, "Oh yeah, tomorrow we're going to release this set," right?
Mm-hmm.
Because Lego. So let me just quickly share my screen.
And you know they got to spend their money because the ad is coming this weekend.
Yes, it is on Friday. When I restarted my computer,
are you going to buy it? Nope. You're going to pass?
Mm-hmm.
That sweet lightsaber gift with purchase isn't calling your name.
That part is, but
the $950
because you said in the last stream that you might get tempted.
I've looked again and I've decided if I'm going to spend that much money on a UCS set, it's going to be the Falcon. Period.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's also that'll be the one that'll get discontinued first, anyhow. So
yeah, well, there's that, right?
Yeah. But yeah, the Falcon would take precedence for sure. Although it does have a bigger footprint. Is that an ad joke?
You can hang it on the wall.
Yeah, that too. So
all
right, so as we know, Black Friday is coming up in 2 days. We have no Americans on the chat, as you noticed, as well, because everybody's traveling places or unavailable.
Thanksgiving down there for them.
Yep. I know Jeff McElwee was heading to Arizona. I think he had 9 hours of driving today. So
8 hours. 8 hours of driving.
8 hours? Okay. Well, they have to stop for food, so it's probably 9. And they had 2 dogs, so it's probably 10 because they're gonna have to now walk the dogs anyway. So the deals for this weekend for Black Friday are the Lego Santa front yard set is still available with purchases over, I think it was $220-ish Canadian. It's $170 American. There's a $40 holiday tree as well, which was a gift which was a polybag type set a few years back for in-store purchases. Again, $40 US, so probably about 60 Canadian. Actually, hold on. You know what? I just realized I have the page right here. 220 Canadian for the Santa front yard and $55 Canadian for the in-store purchase of the Christmas tree. Now there also is on Cyber Monday, if you're using your reward points to buy $5. Well, there's a $5 doorbuster, $5 off a doorbuster coupon. So like your VIP, you use your VIP points for gift cards and stuff. or for for discounts on your purchases.
Yeah.
Instead of being regular 650-ish points, it's going to be, I think it's 500 points Canadian. It's going to be less, so it'll save you a bit of money off a $5 discount voucher, and that's only on Cyber Monday. And there will apparently be some doorbusters and discounts. And there's a sweepstakes for winning 1 million VIP points if you can find the Kevin McAllister figure somewhere on the page.
On which page?
On the Lego website. So there's
really,
you have to find somewhere on the Lego website is Kevin.
Oh, he's right there.
Yeah, that's not the one you need to find.
There's a code that you type in.
Please note that people from Quebec are excluded from the contest.
I think we're excluded
Yet
too.
again.
Because,
Bill 101.
Wow.
No, because it has to do with the lottery laws here in Quebec.
Yeah. So does that work for game shows too?
Yeah.
Like if you were to enter Lego Masters, would you be?
No, that game. That's actually not a game show as a TV show. So it just works for all like lottery type contests.
Anything Ontario has for a lottery, Quebec can't take part in it.
Okay, fine.
Or the rest of Canada has a lottery, Quebec can't take part in it.
And this is the picture of the Lego fleece blanket, which is kind of cute actually. I'd be tempted, but I think it's 255 points or $255 worth of spending on Cyber Monday after all the sets are sold out on Lego.com.
Yeah.
So, we'll see what happens. Anyways, the next one up, also VIP related, and sorry for the screen, I had to reboot my PC. The routine that was available for the VIP week is still currently available up until tomorrow. They may extend that again though. And that was with the purchase of more money.
There's a lot.
I wish they'd offer.
Yeah,
300.
it was like 300 and change, 330, I think, Canadian.
Ouch.
Yeah.
I wish they would offer it as a purchase option. If you didn't want, I know why they're doing that, but really.
250 US. I think it was 330 Canadian. So what happens though if they do get leftover? They sometimes will put it up on the reward site for until it sells out, and people will spend the reward points on that. But it's actually quite large too. I saw a couple of videos of it, and it's
it's license plate size.
It's license plate size, yeah, if not bigger. But I guess it really depends on what country you're in too.
Well, yeah,
license plate size. But anyway. It's North American.
I mean, I've seen it in someone's hand, and it looks the size of one of our license plates.
Yeah.
North American license plates, yeah.
So if that interests you at all, and you want to spend over $300 on Lego, have at it. And lastly, look, apparently I'm looking at cams too, or home security cameras. Lastly, there was an announcement that because Lego's had such a stellar year of 26 million profit, 26 billion profit, whatever their profits were, Lego is giving their employees bigger bonuses and more vacation time. So it's good to see a company giving back to their employees when they make way too much money and don't know what to do with it. It's like, well, maybe we should give some money away. But yeah. Axel Plate is saying people don't want the sign unless they extended it. I think it's more people couldn't afford or didn't want to spend the money to buy the sign.
Yeah,
$250, I think. Originally,
I'm pretty sure it's $330.
Yeah,
because the other set was $220. I think that's how it went. $220 and $330 for the two sets. I did get one of the reindeer sets, the Christmas night set thingy that they had, but that's because I ended up buying the. You can just kind of see it kind of over my shoulder. I bought the Barracuda Bay or the Black Sea. You know what I mean? Yeah, Barracuda Bay.
Yeah.
Anyway, last few things. There are a few sales on Amazon. I just wanted to point out if anybody wanted a Batman cowl, it's $20 off, 25% off.
Yep.
So there was that one, and I also had found that the Lego art sets are about $40 off right now, or at least the Iron Man, Harry Potter not, but Iron Man, the Sith one, Andy Warhol, and the Beatles are all on sale as well. So, in case anybody wanted to know, we talked about Black Friday. We'll close that. Anybody going? Okay, I'm the only one really going to Brick Fair, Alabama. I think we've come down to that. So, Dave, you with me?
6 weeks.
6 weeks, 5 days,
6 weeks.
11 hours.
Nope, 6 weeks.
Graham, if you haven't been following our chat, or any chat that I'm in where Dave's in the literal chat typing away, he's been bugging me to build my castle and finish my castle, and every minute, and it's like every day is like 6 weeks one day, 6 or 7 weeks 2 days, whatever. Yeah, I'm feeling a little
down to the
bit.
wire.
6 weeks. 6 weeks.
6 weeks. And
You
5
don't have a
days.
keep yet. You
6
don't
weeks,
have a
5
keep yet.
6
You
weeks,
don't have a
5
keep
days.
yet.
It's secret. It's the secret keep.
It's the secret keep. It has. I've created the footprint.
Your
for it.
walls aren't finished yet. The towers aren't finished yet. Where's your castle, Jeff?
It's right behind me, Dave. Don't you know? There, I just muted him. Okay, so.
Oh my God! You made Dave disappear. The other Dave. Oh, there he is.
Oh wow! I muted the wrong person or thing. And the last thing we've been doing, and I updated this spreadsheet just for the record, is we've been doing a quick check on how the sales have been doing for how Lego's stock levels have been. Dave, you're still muted, by the way. I muted you. You're still muted. Anyway, it's been nice this quiet for a few seconds.
No, I can unmute myself.
I know, you can unmute yourself. I just muted you. So we've been keeping track of how many sets there are, which is 882 sets current last week, which is kind of interesting. But we've been kind of keeping track on what's out of stock, and I've redone the numbers, so it should work now. 576 out of stock, 267. Sorry, 500. Oh, they switched around. Wow. Okay, let's try that again. 267 available now. 576 out of stock. 21 coming soon. And 19 on back orders. The back orders have dropped drastically.
Yeah, because they went from back order to out of stock. Apparently.
But we have dropped 30%. So now this, just so you know, now this calculation is the number divided by the total sets. It's done properly now. So we are currently at 30% of the sets are available. So 70% of the Lego sets currently are out of stock or back ordered or coming soon. So that's like 20% drop.
And we said it once, we said it twice. We're gonna say it again. If you're planning on getting Lego sets for your kids for Christmas, get them sooner than later, because Lego's gonna run out, and the stores are gonna run out too.
Yep. My guess is by this like December 1st next week when we have this chat again, I'm guessing we're going to be in the 20. Well, we're obviously going to be in the 20 range. We might even be in the 18-19 range.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll have a few.
They're gonna start disappearing from Walmart, from Toys R Us, from all the independent stores, because all the independent stores are not getting any new stock.
Any new stock as well. Yeah. So, not that we're trying to cause panic, but buy. Anyway.
Last year, I remember walking to Toys R Us and just seeing the shelves just completely empty. It was like, wow, there's nothing here for Lego. It's just like 1 or 2 sets, and that's it. Completely empty.
So the Russ in Kitchener here, I was just there 2 nights ago, and they said they have a huge shipment of Lego that just came in that day. So they should be fully stocked right now. So get out there.
So that's probably coming from their warehouse though, versus directly from Lego, right? I would assume.
Yeah.
So yeah, like. Go ahead. Sorry. No, go ahead.
They said they were dealing with supply chain issues from Vancouver because of the flooding.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Not really, but yeah. So I mean, like some of the Walmarts, the Toys R Us's, Mastermind Toys, places that have a warehouse, they might still be stocked for a little while, but I don't expect it to last long. Surprisingly, like I noticed the Black Sea Barracuda or the Barracuda base set was sold out on Shop at Home, but every Lego store I went to on the weekend, which was all 3 of them in Toronto, all 3 of them had it except for the one I bought it from because I bought the second last one. But so Lego stores still have some stock. I don't know if that's still the case, but if shop at home is sold out, then maybe contact your local store and just see if they have anything. And Axel Plate just asked a quick question about my castle. If I have all the parts, I'm going to be getting some parts in this week, hopefully, and then I'll be ordering the rest on the weekend. I will try and, if I have to, I figured if I was going to spend the money, I'd try and do it on the weekend when Black Friday stuff is going on, because maybe I'd get some of the bonus sets and stuff as well. Although gift with purchases don't apply to bricks and pieces, do they? I think we already figured that one out. So.
Nope, it doesn't.
Oh no,
So,
I think it does. Does it not? If you add if you do all bricks and pieces and you add to top it up with a keychain. No,
no,
okay.
It doesn't. I did try it this
Okay.
Yeah, and I remember trying it
this summer.
If you order from Pick a Brick Lego, directly from there, it does apply, but bricks and pieces doesn't.
Oh, interesting.
So
okay.
it's kind of weird.
I think it's because they say bricks and pieces as their customer service more aspect rather than their actual storefront.
Yeah.
And Jeff, I did check last Thursday in the Lego store in Laval for your curve. Break, and they were out, unfortunately.
I figured that as well. I did find a source in Germany that.
See, I tease you, but I'm still trying to help you.
Oh, I appreciate that. I found a source in Germany that has them for 5 cents a piece, so I'm not too worried about it. I've also found places in Germany that have old gray 1x2 bricks for 10 cents a piece, and they're new. They're listed as new, and it was weird.
Interesting.
So anyway, on to our main topic, which is these things, which is money talks. Which, sorry for confusing you a couple of weeks ago, Dave. I read your comment.
Oh no problem.
Site.
No, it was my fault.
Dave came up with this idea about, or this question. Have you ever made money from your hobby? So have you ever done stuff, selling parts, commissions, working for people, Lego related type of stuff, to make money? And I'm assuming that money goes back in the hobby. That's why we would be doing all this in the first place. But yeah, just kind of a question of have you had ever made money by doing Lego stuff. Now, coincidentally, Graham, he's been making money for the last 9 years doing Lego stuff, at least.
This is true.
Well, apparently he didn't make a lot of money in the first years working for Legoland. I'm hoping he's making he's doing better now.
We have an American visiting. I don't know if he's there. You there, Jeff?
What? Oh, just Jeff.
He popped in.
He's a
firefly.
He's he's a scope light for
I think it's a flashlight.
Is that a
I
cigar?
don't know if he can actually hear us. He might be smoking a cigarette. It got bright for a second just before I put him on.
Yeah.
But,
Hi, Jeff.
Oh, hey, Jeff.
It is a cigarette.
It is a cigarette. He's in his car. Hi, Jeff.
We can't actually hear you, just so you know, Jeff. If you're talking, we can't see if you're talking. Oh, yeah, we heard it for a second there.
Kind of breaking up.
You're breaking up pretty bad, Jeff. We see your cigarette.
You're probably on the road somewhere in the
backwoods country.
We can't hear you. Sorry, Jeff. I think he said bye. He did.
He said bye,
Yeah.
Sorry, Jeff. Maybe try later on.
I worked for Lasting Toys. That made me money. Well, actually, I spent the money buying Lego from Mike, so I guess I didn't take home too much money from working for Mike for those couple months.
Yeah. So why don't we start with Graham, since he's probably
Wait a second.
made the most money. Wait, what?
The trade company just said she's glad she came back for this. You mean she left?
I don't blame her.
What
I mean, why would you want to listen?
Unfriended.
Anyways, Graham.
Yeah.
So you've made a
You
business
make money.
out of Lego? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it is definitely what I've been doing this last 9 years. So yeah, I spent almost almost 2 years working at Legoland at the Discovery Center here in Toronto as the master model builder there, and that was an experience. It was.
I like how you said an
there
experience.
were many positives. There were many positives that came out of it, but you know what? The way I always like to spin it is that Lego is all about being creative and thinking outside the box. That it just didn't make sense to work within the four walls of Legoland anymore, right? I was ready to bust out, and I had the advantage of getting all the free publicity because I'd go on TV and I'd be promoting Legoland, and I'd be talking about what's going on at Legoland and what's the latest thing that I built for Legoland, and I'd bring it out on TV or whatever, or one of the big models we had there, and people would ask, "Oh, what's your story? How did you become a Legoland master model builder for Legoland?" And I would say how I had this background in corporate training and stuff like that, which is true. It's what I did before. And so then I would get a lot of messages on the side saying, "Hey, we've seen, you've built this. Can you build something for our company? Or can you, we're doing this trade show. Can you build a model for it? Or we're having like an event. Can you come out and teach people how to build Lego or do some kind of fun Lego stuff?" And I was getting so many of those when I was at Legoland, and Legoland knew, and I'd say they were okay. Actually, they were okay with me doing it on the side, and they said as long as it didn't conflict with Lego, or it wasn't, I wasn't promoting making it like mixing anything up between the branding and stuff. But yeah, I was getting enough of those requests that I decided to take a leap. And actually, it was the weekend of my last day. It was the first day of I think it was the Brick Fete with
because I remember I went to that Brick Fete in Toronto, and I remember it was the day that it was your last day at Legoland. Okay, and I was looking at you, and you were looking like a weight had been lifted off your shoulders.
Well, it was a tough year in general. I had my first kid that year as well, leading up to that, and that was just wild. But I'll try it. Yeah. So it was really, it's been a great journey ever since. And so I worked totally freelance for just as a totally free independent Lego artist for 5 years or so before, and then I applied into the Lego Certified Professional program. I'd been doing stuff for Lego Canada on occasion. Particularly, there's another Lego Certified Professional in Canada, Robin Sather. Although he's not in Canada right now. Now he's in New Zealand. And now I'm in for now. He'll be back, but he looks like he's having an awesome time in New Zealand. So anyway, he was very supportive of me. He was one of the people who helped pick me to be the master builder for Legoland as well.
He's one of the cutest guys on the planet. He's a really decent guy.
So cool, so awesome. So, so whenever he couldn't do stuff that didn't make sense, I kind of got to be his proxy here in Eastern Canada when it worked out, and to the point that talked with him about it, talked with Lego Canada about it, that it made more sense to bring me on officially, and so that's what we did. It took a long time, as things do with Lego, and they're kind of slow on some things, but. That's all right. And so, now since 2019, it's just been 2 years now that I've been officially a Lego Certified Professional and so I built, in my time in these last 9 years, I've built, giant dinosaurs that are 8 feet tall to, I just last week for Lego, for a marketing campaign that they're doing out of, for the Lego Replay line. They had me build a whole bunch of little models using the Replay bricks, which if you're not familiar with is like they're donate your bricks and recycle them, clean them, reuse them, I should say. Upcycling, would that be the term appropriate? I don't know. Anyway. Anyway, so it's a cool program, and so doing a lot of neat stuff with Lego Canada, different company. So got a couple of cool big proposals that are out right now. As I had some stuff right out the gate with the LCP stuff, and then it all came crashing down with the pandemic. It's really slowed things down. People don't want to get together and build Lego. They don't want to create giant art installations that are going to draw people together. Yeah. And so I had all these great ambitious plans lined up of building big things that are going to encourage people to come together with Lego. And so just now, some companies are starting to get more on board with that and planning for 2022, which is exciting. So hopefully I'll have some more cool stuff to share.
So, and I guess you'll be probably doing a lot more in the States too, if there's not anybody on the East Coast.
Yeah, yeah. So I've been getting a lot of requests from across the Eastern U.S. as well. A lot of the West too, because the other guy who's now with Robin in New Zealand, the other guy who's out there, Nathan Sawaya, is kind of like
he's famous.
Kind of like his yeah.
He's like a star.
So it's kind of this weird situation where I think there's a lot of stuff that he's at the point where he just picks and chooses whatever he wants to do anyway. Yeah. And a lot of the time he's just doing that to help, fund his own personal passion projects as well. He's got at least 2 different art shows that are touring the globe at any time. And I think that's really how he makes most of his income anyway now, with those passive income from those programs. I don't really know. I'm not saying this as like I have any special insight into how he runs his business, because
it makes sense, right?
Graham Diamond was on Canadian Brick Builders, and he told all about these other activities. I have no clue how he does it. I've never met him in person yet. We were supposed to have like a big summit.
He used to be, this back in the day before Lego hired him, he used to be on Lugnet all the time posting whatever he was building, and then the whole world would just drool over whatever he was building.
Yeah.
And that was his passion. Like, he was building huge Lego art stuff.
Oh, he's awesome. Like, I've chatted with him in email. Actually, I have some bricks that I have to send to him here in my workshop, because he loaned me some bricks when I was short on some blue and red 2x4s. He sent me a few thousand, so I got to send them back to him. I had to order some. I know, right? Yeah. So
another one right here for you.
Yeah.
Emily from Trade Company did ask back for your master model builder job. Did you have instructions
for like the base? So they Lego, I'm sure many people know this, but maybe if you don't, Lego has in-house software that they use for designing a lot of like these giant models. It's and it'll take 3D objects and Legoize them and transform them, and it creates sort of step-by-step levels. Like, they're not really instructions. It's like slice cross sections, exactly. Of layers, and you can go about it a whole bunch of different ways. And so it was cool getting trained on that and seeing how, that really only takes you like 75 to 80% of the way anyway, though, because even once you get those layers down, it can look really good in 3D, but then when you're building it, there's a lot of tweaking that happens as well in person. So, but it's definitely helpful, that kind of software. So I don't know if that's exactly what you meant by instructions, but I think if you can follow up with that if you like.
Yeah, cool. All right, let's go. Well, Dave was saying that. Wait, who was talking as well earlier? I'm trying to think here. Who else sells Lego or makes money by doing Lego things? Well, but I'm the host, so I'll get to me later. David Sensieri, you have a Bricklink store, do you not?
Yeah, I have a small Bricklink store, but it's like I don't really make money out of it. Okay. I resell mostly CMF series figures, like seal bags or something that matter. Or sometimes when I happen to get a set that's really discounted, and I know it's Star Wars and it's going to sell well, I grab 2, keep one, and sell the other. So, but it's a really small store. I do like maybe an order per month. That's about it. So really, I don't.
Back when Brick Bay, this is almost prior to Brick Bay, when eBay was out there, and I was thinking about downsizing. Not my collection, but my instructions. I would put instructions up on eBay, because of course I kept all my instructions pretty much mint back from the 70s and 80s, because that's where all my sets came from. And I made a lot of money back then. I don't think it, like I keep on telling Jeff, I kind of rub it in a bit. I had the Megacore magnetizer instructions, and I sold them for $140.
Wow.
And I just put them on eBay, and they were at like 99 cents, and kept on getting bidded up. And somebody from Germany, and I sent him an email when he won. I said, this is just for the instructions, right? Because there might be a language barrier. It's just for the instructions, but he wanted to complete his Megacore magnetizer set. And then the same week, I had the 375 Yellow Castle instructions up there for 99 cents, and nobody bid on it. And I just couldn't get that dichotomy, because even back then, the Yellow Castle was a coveted set for the Castle people. And the Megacore magnetizer was just a niche little thing for us space guys, right?
Yeah.
So I did find that really to be odd, but now I just give my instructions to Jeff. Anytime I have instructions, they go straight to Jeff, because I can't be bothered running a Bricklink store. I have one with nothing in it, because I used to buy a lot back in the day.
Yeah.
But I don't even buy anything off of Bricklink anymore, because I just couldn't be bothered. When I worked for Mike over at Lasting Toys for like those months that he was open, basically my paycheck went to buying Lego off of him.
Yeah, and I mean, Janie worked at the Toy Building Zone in Waterloo, and one of the things she did, like most, she drove like almost an hour and a half, 2 hours to get there, and drove back. So basically, she didn't really make any money there, but pretty much every dollar she spent that wasn't going to gas, or pretty much every dollar she spent, she was buying Lego from the store. But she was buying some, like she would get an employee discount, but I know some of the scratch and dent stuff, she'd get a better deal than, she'd get first dibs on the scratch and dent boxes and stuff like that.
But she was also good at pulling in business, because she had all those shows that we
exactly, yeah, and she was teaching kids building techniques and stuff as well those nights also that she was in there working. So because they had a party room across the hall type thing, and we had a display there as well for a long time. So
it was a lot of fun when she was working at that store for us, not for her, because she had a huge drive. But
and I know she didn't make a lot of money out of it, but Jenny did organize the brick fight.
Brick fight,
and I know that Graham is involved in Bricks in the Six, I think. Right?
Yeah, that's right.
Didn't even talk about that yet.
Because I didn't make any money off it. That's why.
Well, no, but I mean, just in general.
Out of it too, because she wasn't making any money off of brick fat. So it's like, how do you do it in Toronto? Because everything is so expensive in Toronto.
Well, I mean, I'm looking to do it again. I'm hoping to make an announcement soon, but I'm not. I'm more kind of hedging my bets that maybe I'm not looking to make money off it. I'm looking at it as just a community thing, and it's not. Like it's not. I don't want a convention to be a money maker. I want it to be, like, if anything, I'm sure Janie was the same way. Right? Yeah, you want it to support itself, and so that way it's building the community, it's building the event up. I don't really expect it, or desire to take anything out of it other than, to make it an awesome event. So
absolutely.
By the way, if you need bodies or help for anything, let me know.
I will let you know.
I'm more than willing to help out.
Yeah.
I know we've talked as well, Rick too.
Well, you're right. I was going to say Jeff knows where all the bodies are.
Oh, okay.
I almost made money once. So back in the day when we were doing train shows, Jeff and I in Untitled Toronto, and we were hardcore into trains. GM, I think it was GM, released the biggest engine they've ever released, the SD70 ACE, and I was just enthralled by it. So I built it out of Lego, and I was at a couple of our shows, and it was online, and I got an email from the owner of GM who wanted to buy my Lego.
Awesome.
Well, I have no, I knew I went following everybody and lugging that, making money off of being artists. And I should have said, sure. I said, no, here, I made the instructions on MLCAT. He said, here you go get the parts off of Bricklink and build it yourself. I had no knowledge or no appreciation of me selling a Lego set or a mock to an exterior person,
right,
I felt very uncomfortable with that idea, so I didn't bother.
Yeah.
So that was the end of my email.
That does lead into commissions as well, right? Like, has anybody actually done commissions for money, obviously, or for fun, I guess? But
so
like, has anybody here done that?
I'll just quickly talk about how I've made money at
Yep,
Lego as
that's
well.
fine. Yep.
So I do sell instructions for my mocks. I sell them both on my direct website and also on Rebrickable. The only one that's on Rebrickable is for the APC.
That's gorgeous.
Yep, I have. Thank you. I appreciate that. Also, I have made enough from those sales to basically pay for 75% of the bulk Lego that I bought back in 2017 and 2018. So it's almost all paid for at this point, which is nice. All of this stuff up here, though, that's all on top of that. So I've at least quadrupled what I spent. But anyway, it's been good. It's been good business. But I, much like you, Dave, I made a mock, the APC. I built it physically, put some pictures up on Reddit, and the requests for instructions came flooding in. And so that led me to Studio. And then now I design primarily in Studio first, and then build in real life afterwards. So
do you find people rip off your instructions and sell them themselves?
Thankfully, not yet, but I know that risk is out there. Now I put on every page of my instructions, which is totally easily removable, but I've put it on there, is my copyright, this is not to be reproduced and blah, blah, blah. Also, going back to what Graham was saying earlier about not doing what Lego doesn't want you to do, like conflicting with what, like if you want to, there's a special disclaimer that you have to use that is on the Lego website if you want to work in Lego. So you just copy and paste that onto anything you're doing and you're safe. Yeah.
I have to do it too. And I work with Lego. I've got to say, the knob and brick and tube, whatever, is
Lego does not endorse
of Lego. It does not endorse. Yeah.
So I've got that posted on every one of my website, my socials, as well as my instructions. So, and so commissions. I have received a request to do a commission. I don't know if I want to jump into that boat just yet. There's a lot going on. And now when I release a model, people are requesting instructions right away. So I've already got a list of 20 people that want the cube.
Okay.
6 that want the Bates Mansion. The Bates Mansion is it's going to take a long time to do that one, but the cube is doable. I could do the cube really quickly. So I'm it's almost like pre-orders. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's interesting for sure.
None of you guys have a letter from the legal department from Lego.
No. Yeah.
saying cease and desist.
Cease and desist.
Cease and desist.
For what?
For your Lego War movie.
For my Lego Wars movie.
Please stop making movies and using Lego in your titles.
That was fun.
Luckily, Star Wars didn't see that and send you one as well.
Or any science fiction movie at the time, because we just got my LPs, the records for all the soundtrack for the entire. The Terminator was in there, Back to the Future was in there, like everything else. That's all I had was soundtrack albums, and I used all that music in the movie back in the day, before Yeah. But the legal department from Denmark came after me for that one, so that was a lot of fun. Considering it's way pre-internet, I'm talking 1987. Considering this was pre-internet, and the legal department still came after me, it was a lot of fun.
And there is a question for Brick Princess, which I'll jump in. We'll get to after we've talked to Chantel. See what if she's done anything to make money to use towards living or buying more Lego. It's all buying more Lego. We all know that. But anyways,
the only things I've done is sometimes if I find kind of like what Dave did is if I find a set on a good price, I'll, even if I already have the set or if I have 2 of them, I'll just buy it and then sell it on Marketplace or wait a bit and then sell it for more.
Yep.
Or if I have double of minifigs and I know it's a good price on Bricklink because it's a big set or whatever, then I'll send it over to Joseph because he's a Bricklink store and then he'll sell it and I'll pay a commission price.
Yeah.
Just that way I don't have to set up my own store.
Yeah, but that way you have to talk to Joseph.
Yeah.
That's a problem in my book.
as for me, I've had a Bricklink store for I want to guess around 10 years. I'd have to go back and look. And I mean, I started with just selling, I went to our local Winners, TJ Maxx type store in the States, if anybody, well, Fazoon was there, and Trey. So, Emily, I would go to our local Winners walk into the aisles and see what kind of Lego they had, because they would sometimes have discount Lego, and I'd buy the sets if they were a good price. I would look on Bricklink's mobile site, which is m.bricklink.com, in case no one knew. They have a mobile page that allows you to just enter in the set number and price out, or you can enter the set number and just see what the actual retail price is. And it gives you a very good, accurate price of how much it would be to part out and stuff. So I would do that. If I could make about 3 times the money, like if I spent $5 and I can make 20, then I would do that. Now, of course, you're going to get some parts that are never going to sell, right? I still have some parts in my store from 10 years ago. But that's okay. I mean, I didn't mind that. It's also a good idea to take those parts to events and for the Lego garage sales and stuff like that, because if they're too big or just weird parts, someone might want to buy them. Who knows? So I also started selling my own instructions like 5-ish years ago, because instructions are actually worth money. Although if anybody is throwing out instructions, I'll just grab them and just ignore that last line. But I started selling instructions for.
Oopsie.
As time went on, I started selling instructions for Dave as well as for Janie, and giving them back the proceeds and stuff like that. And I'm now doing sets as well for Janie to help her out, just because she doesn't have the time to run a store and stuff either. So, lots of. I've got lots of money coming in, but it doesn't all come to me, right? So, I mean, I have been doing that for years, and that does pay for a bit of my hobby. Usually anything I get in PayPal for payments, I use to buy brick on Bricklink when I need to, or if I need to, buy supplies for my store, I would use PayPal for that, or things like that. But I've never done commissions. Apparently, no one wants really big ass castles. I mean, every show you get someone say, "Oh, how much is that?" Right, and you usually just start laughing and say, "If you have to ask, you don't want to know." Type answer.
What happened to the Royal York Hotel? I know that was a passion project of yours. I know it wasn't
there.
It is. No, it is actually kind of right over here, right now. There's boxed and built. I've also built Union Station now as well. So I have a Union Station to go in front of it. So nice. That will
right about here.
David knows where it is.
Yeah, but just on the other side of my screen.
Here.
Anyway, so
Right
I've
there.
got that. I'll probably show up at Brixton.
I got my hand on it.
And Prague Montreal show as
like
well.
The lightsabers in the Return of Skywalker. Dave can just kind of reach through the ether there and pull it over.
Yeah, good luck trying to grab it. It's going to fall on your head, and Dave will be done. But yeah, I've got that all boxed up. But that'll definitely make a comeback. I mean, it was on display.
And you've got a story there. It's not quite commissioned for cash, but
this is true. So I when I built it, I finished it in December of 2018-ish, I think, December 2018, or whatever the Canada Builds. When did that Canada Builds promotion?
2017.
2017. So I would have finished it at the end of 2016, and January 2017, I posted it on Flickr, and I had hashtagged the Royal York Hotel, and their company that owns them, the investment company that owns them, reached out and said, "Hey, can we contact the hotel and send this to them?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." And it actually was on display in the hotel a few times over two or 3 years. I would come in and out for a few months, awesome. And I mean, I would be like, I was given room comps for a couple of nights.
Some perks.
So, stuff like that. Yeah. So I mean, that was great because I mean, hey kids, let's go to the CNE one year, and didn't have to worry about staying. We could stay at a hotel in the area. We were able to do all the Toronto attractions and stuff like that. So it was handy. So I guess
they give you the same room the Queen uses when she visits, right?
If so, then the Queen had a really crappy view of the back of the hotel. But because it is actually, you're right. It's the Royal. The Royals have a floor in the Royal York Hotel when they're there.
Yeah.
All to themselves. So
wow.
That was a beautiful film, and you deserved it.
They renovated though just before COVID started, so now their whole main lobby is horrible. Like it doesn't really have space for displays. and then COVID hit. So I don't know if it'll ever reappear there, but there's hope. It's still built. I don't want to take that apart just because I think it's an amazing model and stuff. So
it's a beautiful model.
One of the brick sets when I was a judge, I voted it best in some in the Canada Builds category. Actually, I think
there you go. Yeah, that's right. And also, Janie's currently building the Royal York building, which goes beside the Royal Bank building that goes beside Royal York. And I'm going to be building the ACC or the Scotia Bank place. I want to build that, and I want to build the TELUS Tower because that's my office where I work. So on the other side of the tracks. So I think eventually it will slowly grow, but not to the extent of being all downtown. Like if I make it to the CN Tower, I'm going to be in trouble.
So Jeff,
here's a quick story.
You're going to need a lot more gray brick.
Jeff, you see the
Royal... you might have to sacrifice a castle.
Or Alan Bedford to show up with his CN Tower. There you go.
Yeah, that's yours.
Jeffy, this is Jeffy though. This is how Jeffy built, and I'm sure a lot of people who are not me build this way. So he goes online and he finds a picture or a blueprint of the Grand Central Station or whatever, Union Station, and he starts building it to go interface with this beautiful tower, as Royal York. But then he goes downtown and he realizes that the picture he's been working off of is 10 years out of date, right? And he's already got it built. He's screw it, I have to rebuild it to the way it is now. I'm going, really? I would put no effort in. That's fine.
I'll one up that. When I started building Union Station, it was at the beginning of COVID. And I started building Union Station. And when I put Union Station down and then put the Royal York beside it, I realized looking at the aerial shots on Google Maps that I was actually off by a couple of bricks in length. So I ripped apart Royal York Hotel and expanded the two side towers.
He rebuilt his Royal York to fit with the Union Station. I'm going,
yeah, because it has to be right. I'm sorry, it just has to be. I always knew the scale was off. So
love this man. He's one of my most
Jeff is such a perfectionist.
He is one of my most favorite people ever.
Well, in less than 6 weeks, you might not want to say that because this might not be finished, but it'll just look finished.
You'll be fine. You've never let anybody down ever.
You'll be finished. I'm gonna keep pushing you, man.
He's never gonna let you live it down. He is never gonna let you live it down.
You're gonna be finished. It's gonna be awesome.
That's right.
Well, we can hope. Anyway, so there was a couple of questions in the chat. Let me just quickly scroll up here. Brick Princess, welcome by the way, said who keeps their sets built and who tears them all down for parts.
Built.
Dave keeps every one of his sets from the 1980s built.
No.
That's
wow.
what Dave's
Well, I can't say no. They're all for my little video series. All the ones that are doubles and duplicates are in Ziplocs and a tote out there. So I have to take them apart to put them in the Ziplocs, but I take them apart in big chunks. So when I actually do this show, at some point when I lay out my 150 crater plates and my 75 landing pads across 17 tables, I'm just gonna throw up every single classic space that I have and just see what happens. that's my. That's what I'm gonna
obviously, you do have stuff taken apart, except for those 3 shuttles behind your head.
Well,
yeah, he likes having triplicates of everything, I think.
Well, that's what happens.
Yeah, we saw that in his last video.
Yeah,
flexing is 6970.
Dave, I was thinking about this. I was going to build more, except the 6x5 window. I only had the 3 because the 20 are in the layout, and I wasn't going to take apart the layout for anybody. I wasn't going to take apart my layout for this, so I could have built 17 more.
You was just flexing.
It is what it is. It's 40 years of collecting. It's in high school. Hey, Dave, you got beer money? Here's my Lego collection. There you go, kid. Take it home. And I came from, my dad was a bricklayer, so I got the 918. All my friends got the Galaxy Explorer, right? And then my parents stopped buying me Lego when I was 13 when the Beta 1 came out. So I had to buy it myself, and all my friends got it for Christmas. So beer money, I get a 6970. So I mean, of course I'm going to have 20 of them. That's what's going to happen back then. That's what happened.
So you keep some of your sets together. You rebuild them obviously over time, and and obviously by the boxes behind him, he does have things taken apart because colors.
Yeah.
How about you, David Sincere?
Well, I usually keep my sets together. The sets that I really like, I keep them together, and I just buy bricks to build other things.
Yeah.
So
okay. Rick,
most of my sets are
your
actually
sets
still
together?
intact.
Yeah, I think I keep almost 100% of the sets that I build intact. And if I'm mocking and I need a piece from the set, I take the piece and I write a little note to myself.
I owe you.
I owe me. Yeah.
I do.
I owe myself.
I very much do this. And I leave the note in the set. And then when I'm taking the mock apart, if I go back to the set, and I also write a note for the mock side as well. Like, I took this from set blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Okay. And
it does help. And somebody on Instagram posted the other day that they did this after watching. And I was like, this is amazing. Like, this is awesome.
I usually substitute a white.
I owe myself a 2x2.
It works. It's awesome.
When I buy a lot and I like, it's usually a classic space and like the Robot Command Center, and I build it. Oh, it's missing the 2x2 thruster. I'll put a white piece in there, the white thruster, just so I have to go to Bricklink at some point and order all these.
Yeah.
So do you keep a list of those parts?
Pardon?
Do you keep a list of all the white parts?
I keep on trying, but I keep on forgetting. So I'll stumble across a set. Oh, I did a Bricklink order. Also, there's a white part in there that should I replace? Like, I have that Blacktron mobile I have to get for the Renegade that I have, right? That's the only piece that was missing out of the entire lot. Whatever. So I have to order that. Right now it's white. Well, tan, because the white's faded to tan, but whatever.
But
I said no tangents today.
just to finish off, I have been thinking lately that I'm going to start taking a lot of sets apart, because I have more sets that I want to display up here, and they mean more to me than the ones that are already built. So I'll probably take those apart and use them for mocks. Yeah, good. I know.
Awesome.
I know.
Walk into phase 2 or 3 of.
Yep. This is exactly. Oh God, he's
get like Ziploc bags.
Breathe, David. Breathe.
Don't tell your mic is up.
Oh, it's coming.
There it is.
There you go.
What were you saying?
I was saying that another thing you can do is, instead of like parting it out completely, is sometimes what I do if I don't have space is I'll take the ones I don't like as much and put them in Ziploc bags, just that way, and put them in a box. That way I just have them. If I want to rebuild them, I don't have to go searching for all the parts again.
So do you part things out though still? Like, if you bought a set, do you buy sets or parts specifically and just say?
I don't think I ever would. If I need parts, I just buy or I'll just buy sets. I'll just buy parts for parts and sets for sets mostly.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Like, this is my 6969 that I did a video on just like last week, and now it's going to go into the bin. it's sort of a part. It's sort of in big chunks. So if I have to put it back together, I can put it back together relatively easy.
Yeah, pretty sorted at least. How about you, Graham? Are you?
Nobody else does this, where you take your break. You don't take it apart after. You just put a little acetone on it.
Turn them off.
For a few seconds, right? Isn't this what we can do?
Nice.
Is this all?
Nicely done, Graham.
Then you built it, right? You don't take it apart after, right?
Do you do that with all your sets, Graham?
And you never have to worry about it again.
So here's my story. So now that I'm a Lego certified professional, I have I have some access to materials. Okay, so I'll just quickly turn my camera over here. This is
wow.
These are, okay. So those are just a few boxes that came in this week. Sorry,
came in this week.
I don't order those. I don't order like that. That's like every few months I'll order from the factories or whatever to get them in. But for the longest time, I would definitely buy like kits. So that way I would have, like, if I needed a specific piece, I'm working on a commission for somebody and I've run out of something, I'm like, okay, if I need like 20 wedge plates or something, I don't know, and I've only got 16, I'm like, where can I get 4 more wedge plates? I go to, I prefer to, like Bricklink, I'll go to the inventory pit, what sets have produced this. My number one pain point with the Bricklink website is that when you search for like a part, and it doesn't by default. Can't, like, if someone is out there, I've actually talked to people at Bricklink about this. Like, can't you get it to by default sort by like year, descending from like the most recent year, so I could see what are the most recent sets that have had this part, as opposed to sorting it by, I don't even know what the arbitrary system
You
is.
can actually click when you pull up the list of all the sets of that part's in. You can hit the summary link at the top of like just above that grid, and it will break it down by year. But
it will, but exactly, like I don't. It's an extra step, but like that should be the default mode. Is all I'm saying. But no, so that's 100% what I'll do. So I'll buy. And then I'll think, oh, do I, like, there's tons of kits that I'll buy, either just I'll see it's on sale and I don't necessarily need it right now, but but it could have useful parts. And that's saved my bacon so many times when it comes to commissions, because I'm like, do I have this? Like, what set? Oh, I have this random Lego Friends set that I bought on clearance, and this is great. Lego Friends sets are so amazing for commissions. Let me tell you, there's so many useful parts and pieces in those kits. But there's tons of kits that I've built that I keep. I do, especially like I've got like a little Christmas village that I add on to with my kids every year, and we do some custom stuff. We add the new kits in as we can. I don't buy all of them, but as when on occasion. Or I also bought I got the Black Sea Bear, not the Black Sea Barracuda, the Barracuda Bay. I mean, sorry, just like you did. I have that. I've got mine's just over here in my room, and it's still together because I love that. I built that with yeah. And there's some commissions that like I've done for clients that they like it was for just a weekend, and they don't pay to keep it, they're just paying for it to get built. And there's sometimes where
get together or whatever.
Sorry?
For a get together for a party.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a chocolate fountain, you rent it for a weekend, you send it back.
No, like there was this this was the basketball I built for an event, and then they wanted like a little showpiece to go on a table or whatever as part of it, and so I kept the basketball for myself or whatever.
There you go. That's fantastic though, because I was looking at the entire show and I'm going, you probably built that for somebody.
Yeah.
And so it was a weekend thing, and the guy had a show, and all his friends came over, whatever. They're watching the Raptors play or whatever, and hey, the basketball, Lego basketball, and we're done. I can't keep this around my house. Give it back to you.
Yeah, exactly. And so like and there's other stuff I'll build for myself too. That's like and those are more like mocks that I'll keep together. And so but a lot of the times it's like there's things get broken down afterwards, so my kids will get at them, and then it's if it's a kit, then so I try to keep some things under glass or whatever, so that way they don't get at it. But
that's awesome though.
Makes sense. And kind of going to you have a bunch. Yeah,
it's not coming apart. It's not coming apart.
I was like, how often do you glue your fingers to the brick? But yeah.
There are many models out there with my fingerprints like embedded into them that you can't. It's
like actually
you have good access to Grego all the time, That's good. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's an acetone. Yeah, it's methyl ethyl ketone and stuff. I should be wearing a mask, but I just did.
You got a good venting system where you're working, so you don't have.
I do. Yeah. So good force there.
So yeah, you were saying about having the sets handy and you could just steal parts from them. Having a Bricklink store with like 20,000 parts or whatever, and it's same thing. It's like I'm working on something, I need to do a Bricklink order. Before I ever do a Bricklink order, you can go into your inventory of your store and say parts of my wanted list. Like you can click a little option and it'll tell you what you already have in your store. And I have rated that a lot for certain projects recently. I currently have like no gray in my, not a lot of gray in my Bricklink store. So
6 weeks.
Janie has profited from that as well. What was that?
Never ever gonna get old.
No. Oh, actually, it's 6 weeks and a day. Well, 6 weeks, 5 days. 6 weeks, 6 days. When I'm building it in the trailer as the car's in cruise control. It'll be over by that.
With Maddie in the back helping you.
Well, that won't happen until I get into the States. But anyway, I guess I have to be in the car when we cross the border, though. So when I cross,
make sure you don't go over a bump. Oh no!
Oh man!
Oh no! My castle!
I've got the last 2 weeks of Christmas, like the Christmas weeks, I've got off. So hopefully I'll have all the parts in by then, and not have to do any major orders. And if that's the case, I might just order from people who are going to Brick Fair in the first place and have them deliver it when I get there, right? So
I
but,
was building all night long.
You laugh about not going over a bump, but I've been on the way to deliver a commission for a client before, and this was,
Here we go.
and it was actually it's not a most reputable client, so I don't feel too bad about this story. They were like this real estate company that was into like a syndicate mortgages. It's like very sketchy. They got anyway. I didn't know, like, this was before the RCMP investigated them.
Excellent.
They came to me and like, we have a certain budget, but we want to build a skyscraper this size. What can you do for this budget this size? I'm like, okay, well, it's going to be just a big clear tower. It's a shell, and it's not going to be glued because that's like twice the amount of time, at least. Yeah. You know what? It's probably closer to three to 4 times something. With this one, a little less, but still, yeah, it's good. So, it's not glued, and they're like, yeah, okay, that's fine. And I'm like, all right. So I'm driving down the highway here in Toronto. I headed to Markham where their offices were, and all of a sudden, there's 2 cars get into an accident in front of me.
Oh.
I had to slam on the brakes. I avoid crashing into them, but there was a crash in my car. It was a skyscraper, yeah. And so I arrived with it in like, just fortunately, like
thousands of pieces, hundreds, tens, hundreds of thousands of pieces.
We're talking about it's in the tens of thousands of pieces.
Excellent.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it was like the 6x5 plate windows, like you said, it was all glass, right?
No, it was 1x2 bricks.
No
Lots
way.
of 1x2 bricks. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And so it smashed into many pieces, and I arrived, and they looked at me. I'm like, what? They're like, what happened? I'm like, this. You pay for what you get.
You get what you pay for, yeah.
Pay for, yeah.
Yeah.
And I spent about 5 to 6 hours reassembling it on site when I got there. I mean, fortunately, as we know, when Lego, even if you have a big creation and it breaks, it's going to break into giant, like big enough chunks, and then there's all those random pieces. You're like, where did this one come from? Yeah, like, what is this? How did you even get here?
I should have left a note.
Yeah. Anyway, it all worked out in the end, and they eventually paid me. The RCMP investigated them. I don't know what's happened to them since.
Wow.
You get your money, take your money and run. Don't look back.
Well, no, they actually, the plan originally was to do a series of skyscrapers. They wanted to do 10. This was the first one, and then we did 2 more, and then they stopped paying me after the 3rd one. And then, so finally we reached a settlement where they sent me back the 3rd one instead of paying me. And because I think they were having a bit of financial issues.
Axel was asking if you insure your creations.
Can I insure them? So I definitely, I've insured, I've insured a number of things, but no, I don't typically own my creations after installed at places. So usually it would be up to whoever is the owner of the piece afterwards to insure it. However, should I, one day, if I create a huge exhibit, then definitely I would insure. And when I do, I have to be insured when I do just temporary displays, for sure. Definitely I have insurance. So, and for a whole bunch of, for whatever, millions of dollars in case somebody.
That's not insuring your mocks, so that's just.
No, exactly. Like, I'm insured, but I'm not insuring the creations. Exactly. Right. So it's not that's not the creations themselves that are insured.
Yeah. Interesting. I have missed this one earlier from Samir. Not sure if he's being serious about this, but it did.
Yeah, I saw some pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I saw some pictures. He posted some pictures on Facebook when I posted about the chat tonight, and he posted a picture of the French president with the Senegal president looking at Lego layout, training layout. So
cool. Okay.
That sounds really awesome.
Write that down. Yeah. Was that in the KLog group or were you posted?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I have to have a look at that later in a bit.
But it's worth mentioning, as Samir says here at the end there, he says he lost money in that process, and it's definitely, as there's definitely a lot of people. There. Yeah, well, it's not even just a learning. There's a lot of people out there who don't understand the value of how much it costs to procure Lego and the time involved in building, and then you have to have the overhead of actually, like, if you're doing that seriously as a craft or whatever, or even as you're doing it as a hobby, it's a lot. It's your personal time, and you could be doing it for yourself. Do you really want to be doing it for someone else? So you gotta.
So do you actually charge by the hour, or do you actually give the money? You give the time and up front, the time and pieces to the guy. Somebody says, I need the sculptor 6 feet of whatever it is, the dragon or whatever. You say, oh, that's going to take about 10,000 pieces, so that's going to cost this much. Or do you say, I'll give you the bill after I buy the pieces?
Yeah,
and then I'll give you the bill for my time.
I used to do a lot more of like by the hour,
right?
And I found it never like trying to by the time you break it down by the hour and estimating it that way,
right?
Yeah. I've moved away from that.
You're like,
yeah, and then it's like, well, I find it's much better to not really necessarily reveal that up front about how many hours you think it's going to take, and just and I've got a bit of a formula down now where it's not necessarily talking about the total hours. It's more, or like billing by the hour. It's by the project. So I give the number based on the project. Like, for this one estimate I did for a client today, and I said, I think like it's going to be that this is the price this is what it includes. This is the estimated total number of hours involved, but it's not necessarily it's not like I'm not billing by the hour. I'm billing by the project itself.
Yeah.
And that way I can, I find it works out better because if I kind of make it an hourly rate, it changes. Yeah. And it changes. It's kind of, it can make it seem too immense, or people like, oh, I don't think you're worth that hourly or whatever.
Exactly.
Well, if you finish early, then maybe they don't pay you as much either, right? Like
they might think, you overcharge.
Work faster.
Yeah. Earlier this year, I was actually running a business. Sorry, Dave.
No, you had.
Earlier this year, I was actually running a business doing drafting, like architectural drafting, and I would price them a lump sum cost, but I knew the number of hours that I would be working on the job. So I would estimate based on hours and then charge them lump sum. And I would do progress billing. So 25% up front and then 50% at the first stage of work, and then so on and so forth. That way you got a steady flow of money running in. And if there's any problems, you can kind of at least walk away with something. But yeah, that's probably the way I would approach it too with Lego.
Yeah, and that's definitely like the way I've got to approach it with clients too. Is that I got to say like, I would need. I'm not going to foot the bill for all the materials in advance. Like it's you got to work that out with the clients, because you don't want to be left holding the bag if they change their mind halfway through.
That's right.
And so, definitely lessons learned over time. You don't need to be a grandkid to have Duplo. Like, okay, so I'll show. Like, so this is my workshop's pretty disastrous right now. But you can see the giant like. So these are the boxes that I received the other day. But like, this is a giant Pac-Man ghost. He's kind of hurting right now, but I built him out of Duplo as well.
Awesome.
Like,
awesome.
You just have fun with Duplo. You don't have to be. You don't have to be a grandbaby to build with Duplo.
It's interesting though, because I know both you and Robin have used Duplo in some of your builds. Like Robin he did the Sphinx in the realm one year, and Dave and I had helped with that.
Oh, okay. Rob's really keen on doing more stuff, so now so maybe you can come out. We can work something out.
Graham, if you're doing something, you let us know. We're going to be there.
Yeah.
I love doing that type of stuff. It's fun. Yeah. But it's I joke about the Duplo, but I mean there's like 1,950 Duplo bricks. 950, not 1,950. Duplo bricks in the base of this castle right now. So I mean, it is very usable, and the math is a little bit different sometimes. Like not different, it's just a different way of thinking, right?
And you've really got to be precise with Duplo when you're mixing it with system too, because if you don't there's a lot. Anyway, I've had issues too where I'm trying to mix Duplo and system, and you end up with a lot of unevenness because Duplo's not always quite as precise as Lego.
Yeah.
So
I did find that a bit. That some of the bricks were a little
wavy or whatever. Yeah. But it just takes a little more precision.
Yeah.
But yeah, Robin was the one who inspired me to work with Duplo, and he was very encouraging of me when I broke free of Legoland, and because and we talked about and Mike Shields as well from Lasting Toys. That's where I got all my Duplo from him.
Right?
Yeah, it was so like. This was like my first big project that I did when I was my first big commission of like a giant sculpture was for the Georgian Mall in Barrie, north of Toronto here, and they wanted to do a big dinosaur. And just earlier that week, I went to go visit Mike, and he was giving me a tour at the back, and he shows me these giant white boxes of Duplo, and he's like, if you ever need to build something big and green,
I helped him move them into the building because I remember when he got them. Like, what are we gonna do with this? He did not know.
Yeah,
and they were like 2x10, weren't they, or something? Like
2x10, 2x8. No, these are not production. These are like Q elements. These are like Lego does not. I don't even. He said there was some story behind it with Lego Education. I can't remember the whole story.
It was supposed to be part of the Christmas wreath. Like, and there was like thousands of Christmas wreaths because of the 2x10s make the circle for the wreath for doors, and that didn't come to fruition. So they had these white, as you said, the boxes and boxes of just all those huge pieces of Duplo, and they couldn't and they got them for like nothing.
Yeah. I think the way he told me the story was basically, like Lego. He bought them off Lego Education. They were basically like begging him to take them because they were taking up so much warehouse space for him. And so just that week, he had told me, if you ever need to build anything big and green, I'll sell you these Duplo pieces. And I'm like, and it was like literally 2 or 3 days later, that mall asked me to build them a giant dinosaur. I'm like,
that's awesome.
This is
green,
like,
perfect.
And so it's kind of been like my trademark color. I painted this one wall in my room here like Duplo green as well. When I got this giant arcade here that's built out of mostly green Duplo here. Like I just had so much of it. I love it. And so even Robin, he's like, "Wow, these are great." Like at the time he's like, "I can't even get 2x10 green Duplo bricks." So it's so much fast. You can build 8 times as fast. So instead of spending a month building a model, I can do it in 2 or 3 days. So it's great.
Yeah, I did see that as well. Just building like the bases, it's like, wow, like I can get these bricks down really quick.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how quick you can get through like 1,000 bricks as well. But that's so true. This is true.
That's great.
Yeah, but yeah. Well, thank you, Graham, for coming out. If we're all good, we can end it here, or we can continue talking. I'm okay with either way. I know Graham's probably getting tired though, so
a little bit, but I appreciate it. I've had a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, thank you. And like I said, I'll add you to our chat group. So if you ever want to jump in, we just drop a link to the stream over there.
That was great.
Like that. You're always welcome.
Yeah.
So we'll end it here for now. Graham might chat in a few minutes afterwards, so don't leave just yet. So thanks everybody for coming out. Happy Thanksgiving for any Americans watching this still.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
When you want to celebrate a real Thanksgiving, talk to us in October next year. Okay?
Yeah.
But anyways, have a good week, everybody, and we'll see you next week. And,
everybody stay safe.
Yep, stay safe
everyone.
and have fun.
Build something.